Testing. What up? What up, G-Fin? Good to see you. Crypto Clay. Hold up. Let me finish setting a couple things up here and we'll be good to go. Incredible XRP. Good to see you. Almost everything what? I'm not quite sure what you're referring to. There we go. Jobless claims in 10. Thank you. I will keep an eye on that. Crypto Clay, I do remember that. Oh, I remember that. Zach Rector was in the chat last night, so glad you were able to hold back your slander. How many XRP do you need? Man, I always say this, but you got to be able to make that decision for yourself. Can't expect other people to make that decision for you. All right, we're set up on the live stream. Guys, make sure you take a quick second, drop a like on the stream if you're here right now. And we shall jump right into it. I want to take a look at a couple of the charts we were watching last night. We were hoping for an overnight breakout. It doesn't look like we got anything substantial there. We're really waiting on right now something to break us through the top of this range. So here's the range. This is what we were watching last night. Couldn't break through. And this is kind of what we're attempting to do right now. And it looks like once again, we're facing some level of a rejection. Now the market's going to open very green today. So I wouldn't be surprised if we could get some momentum coming in here pretty quickly. But right now it looks like we're still struggling to break through that. We also have a potential support somewhere around here-ish that might be able to help us out if we need it. But we'll see how that actually plays out in the grand scheme of things here. Now, the reason this is a big move is because this is kind of our final push inside of this much bigger region. This is the region we're really trying to break out of right now. And let me maybe throw on the 30-minute. Will give us a better view of it. Yep, here's that big region we're trying to get through. Now, me personally, I probably think it's still a little early to get through here. I feel like XRP will fall back down, chop around in here a little bit before breaking out. But we will see. There is absolutely no reason XRP can't break out now. It just doesn't seem like the momentum, from my perspective, is where it needs to be. Morning, Michael McLaughlin. Yeah, we'll have a vertical stream and a horizontal live stream. So 2 different live streams. Birth community? Beth community, I mean? I don't know that one. Is that a meme token? Next time, warn you when Zach is in the chat. Oh, I didn't realize that was last night, Crypto Clay. I actually didn't even see that. That's so funny. Dude, Zach's a cool guy. That's the best thing about Zach. Zach doesn't care. Wow, this list of 2025 predictions I put out there went mega viral. We can get into these for a minute as we kind of wait for the price chart to do something. Move myself. He could have said it worse. Yeah, he definitely could have said it worse. That's so funny. I had no idea that happened. Oh, yeah, definitely could have been worse. Guys, make sure you're smashing the like button. Really appreciate everyone for doing that. Looks like we have jobless claims coming in here in a minute, so we'll take a look at that data when it comes up. We can start going through some of these predictions. So the first one is that an XRP ETF goes live and BlackRock files. I think that one is fairly easy for me to see happening. I do think we are going to see an XRP ETF going live towards the end of 2025, and the BlackRock XRP ETF, I would have to say, would probably be a first half of 2025. SEC case ends / dismissed. I think that's going to be a first half of 2025 thing. I think we've been waiting for this case to be terminated for a while, and we finally have the people in place to terminate the case. Now, the question of whether it will be a dismissal or settlement is interesting. I think a settlement would actually be a lot better because there are a couple issues in this case that are outstanding that Ripple really wants to get answers to because it will provide them clarity. If the case is dismissed, they're not necessarily going to get that clarity they're looking for. Now, I think a dismissal would still be very good. But if they settle the case, they could actually probably get answers to some of these things that they need answers to. So that's why a settlement versus dismissal is kind of interesting. A dismissal would give them a little more chance or less of a chance to make sure they get the clarity they need. Also, if it is dismissed, I'm pretty sure they can get sued later down the road. Not that I think that's likely, but in a settlement, they couldn't get sued again. Tima and Kovu about to retire my kids all in. Hartman, thank you so much for the donation. What are these? Are these other utility coins? Are these meme coins? I think I remember seeing Tima before and hearing that that was some kind of meme coin on Solana, maybe. I apologize. I do not keep up with every new meme coin out there, although I do find them interesting. Oh, yep. We're about to get that data in, DFIN. I'll swap over to it as soon as we get it. Any thoughts on XCN? Guys, if you're asking about a token, first of all, if it's a small token, I'm probably not going to know what it is.
Strong. They were up a little bit more actually earlier, standing by at the CME in Chicago. So far, so good, though, for pre-market. Rick Santelli, the numbers, please.
Yep. Yes, these are the first numbers of the year, as you pointed out. Initial jobless claims expected to be in the neighborhood of 221,000, comes in 10,000 light to expectations at 211,000, which makes it 9,000 below a slightly revised last week, which was 220,000. Continuing claims, which, by the way, last week crossed over 1.9 million for the first time since, going back to November of 21? Once again, for about the fourth time, gets revised away. Current week, 1,844,000, way on the light side, below expectations. And last week, as I said, originally 1,910,000, first since November of 21, gets downgraded to a whisker under 1.9 million at 1,896,000. Now, all these numbers are going to have asterisks because holiday weeks, void of certain work days, are going to make these maybe appear a little different, usually a little bit lower. So we're going to have to wait a week or two really to get the GPS. But you can see that the trends are still in place. Maybe the most noteworthy news this morning is the dollar index. On a day where interest rates have been moving down, is making fresh highs going all the way back to November of 2022. Let's call it 26 months. And I do believe that the dollar will be a big factor in 2025 as we try to factor in all the various legislation that may come on the books with the new administration. As far as interest rates go, the 30-year bond, Joe, gave us a great signal last couple of trading days of last year when it hit a 481, which is a double top on the yield closing basis, and has reversed lower. It was the last maturity to give us such a signal. I really do think that some of the high yields, at least temporarily, maybe for a couple of weeks to maybe even the first quarter, may be in place. I wouldn't look for a big downgrade on yields on long maturities, but I do think the, almost getting to the mid 460s in a 10-year will be the kind of high watermark for a bit as we really try to look at some of the data points and see how much the economy may have lost. If you look towards some of the first fundamental economic releases throughout Europe, we continue to see quite a bit of weakness. Back to you.
Okay, thanks, Rick. We got a clean slate. Clean slate every year at this time. It doesn't last long, though. We'd screw it up somehow.
By next week.
Yeah.
All right, let's pivot to the broader economy as we begin 2025. Lawmakers in Washington will be forced to tackle the debt ceiling this year. Also likely on.
All right, we're back. Let's take a look at some of the top tokens right now on the XRP ledger. This is courtesy via XP Market, so make sure to go check out XP Market. Sologenic, Phoenix, Army, Corium, XPM. XPM is moving up there pretty quickly. It's cool to see the that token really gaining some traction here. Take a look at the chart. Yeah, pretty steady upward movement. So this has been a pretty big gainer. Wow. Yep, created a nice big base and is now on a nice big little pump here. So really cool to see that coming in for the XPM guys. Token's doing really well. Market cap is still only 21 million. Crazy to see how low the market caps are for some of these utility tokens in comparison to the meme tokens. Very interesting. Just taking a look at this list real quick. All right, here's Drop. See how Drop is doing. Oh, $8 US per drop. Okay. I was thinking about its XRP ranking. All right, let's take a look at DApps real quick. Or the AMM ranking. MAG and XPM are the two biggest pools. Then Army, Sologenic, Phoenix, Bear. Take a look at AMM trends. It looks like we've been seeing a pretty big dip on the AMM volume. To be expected, we've had a bit of an explosion. XRP pooled is still rising up to 111 million XRP pooled. That's insane. We're going to have close to 1 billion in XRP pooled, I think, by the end of 2025. TVL. Okay, TVL's on the rise. That's good to see. Up to 45 million. I think we'll probably get that pretty... You know, that was a little misleading also, so... I can talk about that later, but I think the TVL is probably pretty high, much higher than that 45 million. And then DApp rankings. This has been pretty steady, but I think there's going to be a new one coming in here. I think Top Node is going to make a pretty big move inside of here. Your First Ledger, XP Market, Magnetic, XRP Cafe, Sologenic. Take a quick look at my Top Node. See, you've got some rewards spinning up in here. Over 175 tokens to claim. So, haven't claimed anything yet, but it looks like everything's working there as intended. If we take a look at this, guys, take a look at the progress on the nodes and validators. 825 nodes and 170 validators. We have seen an explosion in activity on nodes and validators, which is really, really exciting. Really exciting to see that activity pick up, because this is what decentralizes the entire network. Guys, I say this all the time. If you I should probably point this out. Guys, if you are looking to learn how to run a node or a validator and you want to do it on your own, you think you have the technical capabilities to do so, there is a course being pushed right now to be able to get a trial. $12 to learn about the XRP ledger. This course is absolutely fantastic. It's retweeted on my X page right now, so go check that out. If you don't think you have the technical capabilities to do so, you can try to spin up a top node. This is essentially as easy as buying an NFT, and then you can get access to a node on the XRP ledger. Note that this isn't as good of a way to do it, but it's still a way to help the network. It's just a little more centralized. And look at this, you can actually vote on amendments now as well. Now your votes are just to advise the other validators. You are not actually contributing to the vote that you see. You are not actually contributing to these votes right here. So as you can see, the AMM clawback is still at 40%. But on my top node thing, I actually voted for the AMM clawback. Now this is just advisory because I'm not part of the DUNL. But it's still cool to see that you can see the amendments coming up and actually vote on some of these amendments. So I'll vote on another one right here. MVP tokens, we'll give that a vote as well. And then I wonder if I refresh this, if it will pop up. Maybe it takes a minute to actually cast the vote. Pretty cool stuff, though. This is in the very, very early stages, and I think it's going to be a very good project. Just takes a bit to get up and running. We can take a look at what the top node token is trading at, too. Take a look on XP Market, what the top token is doing. Okay, pretty steady here. You know, the top node token actually, because it's being used as a reward token, it actually does have like, it has an interesting little piece of utility. It was well put into the network. Cool, cool, cool. All right, let's jump back to the XRP price chart. Nice. Over the course of that little exploring we did, we got a nice little green turnaround here. Let's see what this can turn into. And let me switch my camera back. Bottom. And I like to go through all that stuff on live so you guys can see kind of the apps and the different things I look at. That way you guys can start adding some of this stuff to your repertoire. I definitely think the best tool you can kind of add to your repertoire to be able to monitor the XRP ledger, and I have these pinned, one of these being XRP scan. You can just easily flip around and see a lot of cool stuff going on in the ledger. Metrics, payments, payment volume, all of that stuff. Unique addresses, fees, transactions, all this important data that you'd want to see. And then XRP scan for, XPM for a bit more of intricate market data on specific other projects. So I think both of these are doing a great job and allowing you to really monitor the ledger and see what's going on. $90 days from January 22nd. Regulations, your thoughts? I think we'll have a stablecoin bill in that time period. I don't know if we'll have a market bill. I think we'll definitely see some kind of stablecoin bill in that time period. Looks like the market's going to be opening pretty green today as well, which is good to see. That's going to help the entire cryptocurrency market. Got Coinbase up big. Coinbase is up 4% pre-market. And pretty much everything I'm looking at right now is up pretty big pre-market. And the dollar is up pretty big too. Can we take a look at the dollar real quick and see what's happening there? Yeah, market structure is probably going to be later in the year. But I don't think that's a big deal at all. You know, as nice as regulations are going to be, it's really not as important, in my opinion, as just stopping the hostile regulations. As soon as we can stop the hostile regulation and just make it so companies aren't getting sued, that's going to be the first big win. XRP all the way. Yeah, no, I completely agree. Completely agree. Now, if XRP does break out here, it would be extremely similar to what it did in 2017. Extremely similar to what it did in 2017. So even though I think the breaking out now would be a little early in how the price chart looks, it would be very similar to 2017. Take a look at XRP to BTC. This is the 30-minute chart. Okay, so we definitely did have a little breakout on XRP to BTC. This is the formation we were watching. And guys, notice time after time how these things play out. Now, it hasn't been extremely explosive yet to the upside, but we still do look like we're kind of getting ready for hopefully another leg up on XRP to BTC. This to me looks pretty positive, especially if we can hold this right here. And let's zoom out on this real quick. Go to the weekly chart. So here's the big picture for XRP BTC. Obviously, things are looking very good on that front. And to me, it just looks like we're lining up to make that next big push, the top of this range. Brian says, let's show Mickle some love, guys. Please make sure to go like the stream. You guys exit out of the live chat right now. Just take a quick second, drop that like. If you're on X, drop a retweet on the stream. All of this stuff helps tremendously in getting more people into the XRP ecosystem. And that is by far the goal of all these live streams. Get more people into the ecosystem. But I mean, to me right now, everything is looking very good on the price charts. Yep, we knew it would be held up in this range to a certain degree. Let me get another chart open for the longer view of XRP. Take a look at the month. Wow, what a beautiful monthly candle coming in. You know what they say, guys, when in doubt, zoom out. I mean, does it look much better than this? Now on this chart, it's a little tough to see why 2017 is looking so similar, but I think the weekly chart will give us a pretty good view of it. This will show you exactly why we thought we would get held up a little bit right here, but why it looks so similar, right? Because back in 2017, which we seem to be repeating almost perfectly, right when we got to these previous highs, we got that little bit of chop. And it just looks like to me we're doing the same exact thing again. And you know, you can see that these charts are almost identical. I'm curious how this will work. And the other thing is here is everything seems to be extended from 2017 now. As you can see, everything's just a little bit longer. So it begs the question if the pump will also be longer. I know a lot of people expect, oh, this pump can't be as big as 2017. Well, I don't really understand their logic just because the market cap's larger, but if we were to repeat in size, I think I've showed you guys this before. If we were to repeat in size and do the same exact thing as 2017, there's that next target. Up all the way at the $500 mark. And do we get to $500? You know, that's everyone's guess. I don't think anyone knows exactly where we do end up, but I think if we do play out like 2017, we are expecting a vertical candle that puts us somewhere in this neighborhood. Right, and that's the exciting thing about XRP. It gets so parabolic, it goes so quickly to the upside, it's like you don't know exactly where it's going to land and what's actually realistic in terms of where it's going to go. That's why me personally, I never really give price targets. I just feel like most people will be steered incorrectly through paying too much attention to specific price targets, because no one knows where this chart settles, how long it sits where. But I think these color-coded zones really help to show you how similar these two structures are. It's actually a pretty good chart. I might have to give this a quick little post on X. Yeah, let's get this posted real quick. Cool, and let's take a look at X feed right now. Make sure we're not missing out on anything interesting. I think this week and next week we'll see a big pickup in the amount of news coming through. Obviously, everyone was off. There was a bit of a break, a lot of stuff going on, but everyone should be coming back, and we should have a big reset going into next week in terms of all new big news coming in. Here's a nice little PSA, guys. Always be super careful about any email you get. A lot of fake Ledger emails going around, a lot of fake Coinbase Uphold emails. Man, if you get an email saying anything about your account, just double, triple, quadruple check before you click on anything. Never send your XRP to anyone. Never trust any scammers. Never give away your seed phrase. This is the time you have to be ultra vigilant. Especially if you're not in something like institutional custody. If you're doing self-custody, understand. And this was a great point made by scam detectives as well. Great point. You know, I know a lot of people don't like scams, but outside of kind of his disliking for XRP, he has some incredible knowledge. And one of the things he specifically said that I completely agree is a lot of people hear the ethos of be your own bank and like say like, oh, that's fun. Like I want to be my own bank. But they don't realize that banks have massive security teams, technology protocols in place to increase security. So like they have there's a lot more to it, to being your own bank other than just holding your own assets, right? There's a lot of security and all kinds of other due diligence you need to make sure you do to protect your cryptocurrency. And I think a lot of people kind of just get a ledger and they're like, okay, I'm good. Someone asked how I'm drinking soda this early in the morning. This is not soda. I promise you that. It's It's cold brew. So it's my morning coffee, but people think it's everything. Some people, I remember in the beginning, everyone was be like, Mickle, why are you drinking a rum and Coke right now? And promise you it's not a rum and Coke. HKD Todd, good to see you. Good to see you, man. It's whiskey. Oh yeah, I'm not a soda drinker. I really can't. I can't really drink soda. It's too much sugar in it. I'm not a big sugar guy. You know, if I'm getting a drink, you know, and there's soda mixed in, that's not the end of the world for me. I'm not going to complain about that, but you know, I can't remember the last time like I went to go and just drink a soda. Question, what do I think Brad got wrong when he anticipated a $5 trillion market cap by the end of 2024? Well, let's see what the market cap is. Let's see how wrong Brad really was on his market cap prediction, because I think Brad said 4 to 5 trillion technically. I think naturally a lot of people took the higher of his prediction, but the market cap is 3.4 trillion. So I don't know if he necessarily got anything wrong. I think he was just a little extra bullish on his market cap prediction. And I think if Bitcoin was trading right now and XRP was at its all-time high and Bitcoin was, I think you would be in a position where you would be at that $4 to $5 trillion market cap. So I think he was just one pump off. One pump off. You know, Bitcoin looks like it's about to make its next move, maybe to the $120,000 mark. And if Bitcoin was up above 110, I'm fairly confident. I'm not running the math right now, but I'm fairly confident Brad would have been correct. Wonder how that post is doing, that chart I put out. Yep, this is doing very well. It's a great, great chart. Do you leverage trade? No, I do not leverage trade. I do not leverage trade. You know, you got to be very careful leverage trading, especially if you're not a trader. You know, here's the biggest thing with trading I try to tell people. Not only do you have to perform good enough to make the trading worth it, so you know, you have to trade positive, and most traders are not positive. Most traders are negative. But not only do you have to trade positive, but you also have to make sure you're trading to outperform your income bracket. Like if you're trading and you're underperforming the taxes you have to pay on that trading, then you know, you're not really doing anything with the trading other than a whole bunch of unnecessary work. So there's a really high bar to clear if you're going to be trading. So just understand that. Like there's a very high bar to clear if you're trading, and you're taking on a lot of risk to do so, especially with XRP. Let me go back to this chart real quick. There has been points in history where all of the XRP gains have been realized in the matter of a week or two. And you can see that just with how XRP moves. The gains are extremely parabolic and they happen quickly. So if you're in a position where you catch yourself outside of a trade when XRP does start making one of these big pumps, like let's take a look at 2017 quick, right? Let's say you were trading XRP and right about here-ish, you were like, okay, well, maybe there's going to be one more big dump before we take off. And that's even under the assumption that you thought you knew when we were going to take off. You could have missed out right here and lost most of your XRP bag by not being in XRP for this first big pump. So it's really important to realize there's a big risk to be getting in and out of these things. And if you catch yourself on the wrong side of it, you could get yourself in a lot of trouble. And take a look at this wick right here, right? Maybe you were positioned for XRP to do this, but this big wick came in and liquidated a lot of your leverage longs. The chart is just extremely volatile, and I do think you're playing with a bit of fire if you're not a professional trader and you don't really know what you're doing. With that said, if there's any successful traders in here who absolutely kill it and they're listening to this being like, Mickle, what are you talking about? It's easy. Look, more power to you. More power to you. I just wouldn't, if anyone ever asked me, hey, looking to get into crypto, should I start trading? I would say, no, do not do that. Looks like Tesla numbers on deliveries just came in a little weak. Tesla's selling off a little bit in the pre-market, but doesn't look like that's bringing down the rest of the market. Looks like the rest of the market still looks pretty good. Let me check out the news. Oh, it looks like Quant is making a move. Let me see where Quant's at. I haven't looked at the Quant chart in a while. Yeah, not much looks like it's happened here. Looks like Quant's still kind of consolidating in this region and waiting to make its next leg up. So doesn't look like much has changed on the Quant price chart since the last time I checked. You take a quick look at Flare also. I think last time I looked at Flare was on a bit of a dip. Oh, yep, but it's recovering. The Flare's just got to keep pushing out of this range. Flare has been a pretty volatile asset, but obviously I'm excited about everything going on at Flare. No pro, but I made 1K off an XLM long. Nice. I'm not really focused on the selling of XRP as much as I'm more focused on just holding a very large amount of XRP and using that for passive income later down the road. Like my goal is really never to sell most of my XRP and just use that as leverage. Like guys, if you accumulated, say you accumulated, let's just say 100 Bitcoin in 2013, never bought Bitcoin again. Would you have been happy if you sold that 100 Bitcoin in 2016 for a big profit? Yeah, maybe. But then you'd probably be looking now and saying, oh, I wish I still had that Bitcoin. So look, if your plan is to try to time market cycles, get in at the bottom, get out at the top, that's your strategy. But I've talked to a lot of people who have been in Bitcoin in the early days, and every single one of them tells me the same thing. I have less Bitcoin than I used to, and I wish I never sold my Bitcoin. It's just the fact of the matter. Most people don't time the tops. Most people don't time the bottoms well, and they end up with less Bitcoin, or they will end up with less XRP. Very few people will do a very good job. They'll beat the market and they'll get more. You just want to make sure you're not trading yourself out. We can take a look at Tether real quick also. I know Tether has been dropping in market cap recently. Looks like the price is coming back up to regain that peg. So there was some FUD going around about Tether falling. It looks like that's kind of coming back into play. And looks like not any big changes on market cap. Looks like there is a small uptick on the amount of Tether being printed right now. It looks like it's more of just a small dip in my opinion than anything overly serious. I'm definitely not one of the people who thinks Tether is going to die or anything like that. I just think it's going to get pushed to the unregulated part of the financial system. RLUSD volume up to 26 million. That's very interesting to me because the market cap, according to Coin Market Cap, is still at 53 million. So it'll be interesting to see RLUSD's market cap when it starts properly getting reflected on a lot of these websites. It's still all over the place. Like you go to another website for RLUSD, CoinGecko. They have the market cap at 72 million. So the market cap is a little all over the place right now for RLUSD still. It's just hard to monitor because a lot of the people who have the data feeds for RLUSD, they're not fully built out yet. So we'll probably get a better look hopefully in the next couple of weeks as these things really get built out. Yeah, my entire Twitter feed is just on the Tesla delivery misses. Looks like Bitcoin is selling off right now. Looks like XRP isn't. Let's see what that's doing to the XRP to Bitcoin price chart. Nope, we're still going down a little bit. Just saw a note here. Morgan Stanley considering adding crypto trading. So funny. People always ask like, oh, are these big banks or these big financial institutions going to come in and disrupt Ripple or disrupt all these other cryptocurrency players? Look, they haven't even gotten crypto trading started. So I'm really not too fearful about them coming in and disrupting a lot of these very advanced products that are being built in crypto. They literally are just getting trading going. People don't realize how much money is still blocked off from investing in this stuff. I completely agree, Taylor. Completely agree. There's a lot of money on the sidelines. always dip at 7 as Asia traders close profit and close trades. Interesting. 7 what? 7 Eastern PM, 7 Eastern AM. I would assume you're talking AM. But that's good to know. I've never noticed that. Yeah, I'd assume that's 7 Eastern AM. Which we would pretty much see on this chart, so. All right, guys, with that said, I'm going to jump. It looks like we covered most of the interesting stuff happening right now. Looks like the price is still consolidating. I'm probably not going to get a big move, at least for the next couple hours here. So I'll continue to monitor this throughout the day. You do know if the price pumps, I will be doing a live stream later tonight. Guys, thank you so much for coming. I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Nice short week for us this week, Thursday, Friday, and then we're into the weekend. So I hope everyone has a great rest of your day. Talk to you all later.